If you've tried restarting or starting for the first time, exercise after 50, and something somewhere in your body flared up, it is not because you are weak. Most often, it's because people restart or start for the very first time the wrong way. And these are three of the biggest mistakes that I see. These three movements combine impact, speed, and joint loading. And if your body hasn't built or rebuilt that strength and control yet, that's when you start to see problems with your knees, your hips, your back, shoulders, wrists, all the joints. It doesn't mean you should avoid exercise. It just means that you need to get a better starting point. Burpees combine multiple stressors all at once. You've got the fast transition, the pushing, and the joint loading. And joints that are not used to that really can get flared up and aggravated. Even though jumping jacks are fun, they do place a lot of added stress to the hips, the knees, and even the ankles. So again, when your body's not ready for that type of impact, it reacts typically in a negative way. Mountain climbers put significant stress through the shoulders and through the spine, especially when people do not keep that spine straight and are wobbling their hips all over the place. So again, another one that can really irritate different areas of the body. Instead of jumping into intensity, your body needs three things first: strength, control, and gradual loading. Also, if your muscles feel really tight or movement feels uncomfortable before you even start exercising, that's something that happens in my own body, and I certainly see in a lot of patients. So in these cases, I love to reduce tension first so that you can actually strengthen a little bit better. That's why I created the Derma Edge, and it's super easy. Whatever body part feels tight and yucky, you're just doing a quick little loosey-goosing up. All right, you need a set of light dumbbells and obviously a chair. If you are just new or having any injuries, it's totally fine to just do the movements with no dumbbells at all. So you're gonna get towards the edge of your chair, just hold those dumbbells by your side, stand it on up, and then one leg lifts to the side and the other leg lifts to the side. Sit it back down with control and repeat. We're gonna do 10 repetitions here. Make sure that when you are doing this, when you go to lift that leg out to the side, you don't do the penguin, okay? Try to stay as steady as you can, which means you may actually have to get rid of those dumbbells. Just hang on to something a little bit for some more support. Totally fine to do. Remember, you want this workout to feel good. Your body should go, yay! I just did something good for me and I feel better. Woo. That's also one of the things I see with exercise. When people start again or again are starting for the first time, whether it's the intensity or any of the things I talked about, or it's just not fun, you don't want to exercise again when that's the case. So we want to make sure your body and your mind are happy here. So that's 8. We have 2 more and then we're getting rid of the chair but keeping the dumbbells. Last one. Nice. Okay, dumbbells are going to come straight out in front where your thighs are. And you're just going to move them out to the side a little bit. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're going to come up onto those toes and bring those weights along with us. Nice and controlled. If for some reason your balance is a little wonky today or any day, you can go ahead and do this with one dumbbell and hang on with the other arm, and then just switch sides after about 5. So there's 4. Don't fall forward like I almost did. 5. Woo. 6. Come up as high as you can on those toes, but that may not be very high to start. And again, totally fine. 8. 2 more. 9. And 10. I'm just gonna move this chair out of the way. We're going right into a bicep curl, but we're gonna bring that hip straight back. So it's gonna be here and down. Again, don't do that penguin, only shift that weight. So we're here. Just a little butt squeeze as you go. Notice I am not lifting that leg real high, as if I did, I would arch my back. And we're trying to avoid pain for sure. Woo. Don't do that either. I'm super good at showing what not to do. We're gonna do one more on each leg and arm. Again, if your arms are like, "Whew, I'm tired," then you can always do one arm and one leg at a time also. All right, going nice and wide. Turn those toes out at about a 45-degree angle. Sit those hips down. Again, you have control of how low you're going. Working those inner thighs and legs a little more, but we're gonna add a punch across and forward. So staying in this position, we're aiming for 20 punches here. So there's 5, 6, getting our heart rate up a little too. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. For the next one, we're gonna go over to the wall. Find a nice sturdy wall, not a wobbly one, and you're gonna turn those wrists out slightly. You're at about chest height. Bring those feet back and tuck that tailbone under. Let those elbows come back as you bring that nose right to the wall. Make sure that you're not leading with that neck, because that will cause neck pain. You can always bring your feet in closer if this feels too difficult, or go a little further back, bring those arms down too as you come in. My calves are pretty tight, so my heels are gonna come up, and that's okay also. So there's 4, maybe 5. You can play around with how wide your arms are too. If they're a little wider, it's a little bit more chest, a little bit narrow, a little bit more emphasis on those triceps. 3 more to go. 1, 2, and 3, and then we are going down onto the ground. Grab those weights if it feels okay, and you can always do these on the bed too. How exciting if you can't get down to the ground. So you're gonna bring those feet about hip width apart, tuck that tailbone if it feels okay. Arms are gonna go straight up in the air, and we're gonna lift those hips up and hold this position to engage those glutes and hamstrings to make sure you don't arch your back. Arms are gonna come behind just a touch here, and then we're only going to bend those forearms. We're doing 10 like this to get those triceps. That's 2, 3, 4. There's a reason they call this a skull crusher. 5, 6, 7. Make sure you're breathing. 8, 9, and one more is 10. You're gonna drop your buns down, but keep your weights right where they are. Left arm's gonna go back and right knee is gonna lift, and then we're gonna alternate. So we're going here. Notice I don't bring my arms back very high, because if I did, I would arch right into that rib cage. We're starting with that bent knee so that you make sure that you're keeping that whole middle nice and engaged and straight. You certainly can add on to this eventually with some straight leg stuff and even both legs in the air. But this is a really good beginning place to just engage and feel those abs. So again, we're not arching, rounding, or extra flattening, holding your breath, and no blooping, pushing out that belly. That's why it's kind of a subtle thing. We're almost there, guys, though. Yay! If you feel amazingly awesome, obviously let me know that, but you can always add a second set in too. And we are gonna do one more on each side, and you are done. 1, 2, done.